Actual actual multiple inheritance is a one parent class and two child class. Yes, ma'am. Hello. Hello.
That will be
I am
higher.
audible.
Buddhadev,
Multi-level.
Hello. I am audible. Yes, ma'am.
Buddhadev,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
what is multiple?
Actually, ma'am, multiple inheritance is a one parent class and two child class, and one parent class access the two child class. This is like a multiple inheritance.
That's hierarchy.
No, that is hierarchical.
Hierarchy. One subclass, two child class, parent class.
Buddhadev, multiple inheritance mean one or more parent class and one child class. That is called
opposite
multiple
of
inheritance.
hierarchical.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Buddhadev,
Yes, ma'am.
see multiple inheritance. Yes, Buddhadev.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, tell me, ma'am.
Yes. In multiple inheritance, we have more than one parent class. Okay, so we have two parent class and one child class.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
multiple parent class and one child class.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so see in the line number 2, I am giving a question. Can a class extend more than one classes? Okay, so the answer is no. So in the line number 19, I am writing that public class multiple inheritance, which is a child class. Multiple inheritance is child class, extends parent class to parent class. Okay, so in the multiple inheritance, we call two classes. Okay, so in multiple inheritance, that's why in Java, that's why multiple inheritance is not support. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, method name is ma'am same name, ma'am.
Yes, method name is same.
Parent class method name is same name, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Parent class. Okay, ma'am.
Done, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Ansi,
Yes, ma'am.
understood?
Yes, ma'am. Understand. But
Anjali?
ma'am, one thing, ma'am.
Yes, Mansi. Yes. Mansi?
Hello.
Yes, please tell.
Line number 19, I'm not getting.
Okay, Shushobon?
Yes, ma'am. I'm helping. See, what is the multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance means there is a two parent class, one child class there. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So here there is a two parent classes. First one is the parent demo 1, which is number 5, and second one is the number 12, parent demo 2. That is the parent. That's the parent 2 class. So if I'm going to run the public class, if like see the line number 19, multiple inheritance extends all the parent class are there. Ma'am wrote yes, all the parent class Madam wrote down is the parent demo 1 and the parent demo 2. So what is the question? That can a class extend more than one class? The answer is no. Because see, if ma'am put these two parent class in the method, this will give the error. And if ma'am remove the one parent class, suppose the parent demo 1 or the parent demo 2, then it will be run. So in Java, in multiple inheritance, just remember we can access only the single, multi-level and hierarchical, not multiple. So one or two parent class is not acceptable. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Actually, in there more than one parent class can be, not specific to 3.
Okay, so why hybrid inheritance is not supported in Java?
See, ma'am,
Because
hybrid
multiple is not
inheritance
supported.
is a multiple inheritance. Hybrid means all the inheritance format are supported. So that means the multiple also the support. So that's why the multiple is not we cannot access in the Java. So only for this reason we also cannot use the hybrid.
Yes. So see, in hybrid inheritance, it is a combination of previous 4 inheritance. Okay. So as we know that multiple inheritance is not supported in Java, so that's why also hybrid inheritance is not supported in Java. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes.
hello. Ma'am, I'm Shweta. Ma'am, actually, I'm facing current issue. So, can I show my task now?
Yes, please
Because
repeat.
I have no battery milk.
Shweta, please repeat. You are not audible, Shweta.
Now I'm audible. Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Shweta,
you're
yes.
audible.
Ma'am, actually, I'm facing current problem and I have no battery backup. So, do one thing, write your chat box.
I think she
Ma'am,
is
she
having
is
battery issue.
Trying to saying about the can she showing the homework now because
Yes, yes.
she has facing some current issues.
Hey, Shweta.
Yes, ma'am. Hello?
Shweta,
Yes, ma'am.
you want to show your homework?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, just show it. Okay, no problem. No issue.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, all of you, please present on Monday. Okay. Please
Yes,
solve
ma'am.
your any problem, network, laptop, any problem. Please solve that. Otherwise,
Yeah,
in
okay, ma'am.
future you maybe face any problem. Okay, so please attend in Monday.
Okay, okay.
So, ma'am, there is no class on Monday.
No, I think no.
Okay.
And all of you, please read HTML, CSS, JavaScript also. Okay, because we don't know what will be the in question.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
At least try to create a HTML, table, and also give in some CSS, add some CSS on that table. Okay, a form. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Let's go to the
Please, ma'am, repeat, ma'am. No, actual network issue, so audio is not clear. So please, ma'am, repeat.
wait. I will tell you.
Hello?
Okay, again.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello?
Yeah, Shweta.
Yes, ma'am. This is the constructor overloading example. Let me run first. Yes. Here
Shweta.
I have taken.
Shweta.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Wait,
ma'am.
wait for 1 minute. Okay, wait.
Okay, ma'am.
Madhuparna. Hello, Madhuparna. আছিস? হোমওয়ার্ক দেখাচ্ছি, একটু দেখে নিস এটা। Okay, Shweta.
Yes, ma'am.
Continue, okay?
Yes, ma'am. This is the example of constructor overloading. First of all, what is constructor overloading? Whenever we taken two same name constructor and pass different arguments, that is called constructor overloading. Then this is the class employee. Here I have taken some instance variable, int id, string name, and int experience. Then I have created one constructor, the first constructor employee, and I have passed two argument, int I and string n. Then created a second constructor as the same name employee, and I have passed three variable within it. And then I have called I have declared one method, show method, to print the ID, name, and experience. When I then I have created two objects, employee one for first constructor and employee two for second constructor, and try to pass the value of this variable and call this show method to print the output. And this one is my output. This is the example of constructor overloading. Now I am going to present my constructor chaining example. This is the constructor chaining example. Here, first of all, what is constructor chaining? Constructor chaining means invoking or calling one constructor from another constructor. This is the example. First, I have taken one constructor chaining class, then created one constructor chaining constructor, and like that I have created three constructor. And when I created one and then I created one object within the main method, and try to display the output. And when I run this, first the control goes to the default constructor, as there is no parameter in within the constructor. It will go to to this constructor chaining. Then I have used this keyword. This keyword, within it I have passed the variable Shweta Snigdha. Then the control goes to this section, line number 8. And when it comes to line number 9, the control again goes to line number 13. Then it will print the employee ID first. Employee ID, then it print the name, and then it print this line, C is an employee. This is the output of constructor chaining. Is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, yes,
Okay, ma'am. Now can I stop there?
yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello? Hello? Hello, ma'am. I'm done. You can continue now.
Yeah, yeah. Anjali. Anjali.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why class doesn't occupy memory?
Ma'am, because class is not a real world entity. We cannot see or touch it. That's why.
And why object occupies memory?
Because it's a real world entity, and we can see and touch the. It has a behavior.
Okay. Sushobor,
Yes, ma'am.
what is the difference between logical and logical or?
Okay. Ma'am, logical and logical or are the one type of example of like operator. Okay. So if I use the and operator, that's mean we can print both of this, and if I use the or, that's mean A or B, which we want to know. That this time there is a logic. Logical operator is different.
In logical and we have to Sangeeta.
Like logical and
Both the statements are become a true, ma'am.
Hello?
It will be a true. Then
Yeah.
only it executes.
What is the difference between logical and logical or?
Logical and logical or. Ma'am, yes, in logical and if both the conditions are true, then it shows true. And if
Yes.
either of the condition is false, then it shows false. And in or if either if any of the condition if either the condition is true, then it shows true. If both are false, then it shows false.
Minimum one condition should return true. Then the
Yes.
statement will be executed. Yes.
Yes.
And
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Who is speaking?
Ma'am, it's me, Devlina.
hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Sabrina, please tell.
Ma'am, can you please revise the constructor overloading part once?
Okay, wait.
Ma'am, I have one question, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
What is the question, friend?
Ma'am, you said that the class not occupy memory, but I think class takes some memory.
No, the objects need memory. If you use some objects inside the
Yeah,
class,
have some functions.
yeah.
That's
If you
true.
class some methods,
That's
some variables,
function that
the methods
needs
getting
some code in
the
memory.
memory of the object. Okay, not class getting memory. It will store the memory of the
Actually, so
objects only.
you don't entirely correct to say that the class don't occupy memory.
Yes. The class don't occupy memory. I'm said.
You directly cannot say that class don't occupy memory.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah,
Okay,
Narayan,
well, I'll check.
Yes, ma'am.
still.
Yeah, ma'am. I am asking that you said that class does not occupy any memory. but I say that you cannot directly say that class do not occupy memory. But because class have some functions, they take some, there are some codes and that takes in the memory. So how can you say that the class does not occupy memory?
Someone?
Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Why class doesn't occupy memory?
Ma'am, actually, he is partially right because we can't say properly that class does not occupy the memory. We know that the class don't have a real world entity and the object have the real world entity. But in he told right because some of the memory, like if I use in the function, there in the class define that away. So it's depend on the functional, like how I can elaborate that. So in for the Java, we can say that class does not occupy memory because it don't have any real world entity, and also it is just a blueprint. No physical existence are there, and all thing is done by the object. But ma'am, some cases, if you use the function with the member function, it has some like space.
When we creating the objects, then the methods and variables which is inside the class will get some memory, but the class won't get any memory. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I also think so.
That's why.
Doesn't get the memory inside the class. The variables and methods, they get the memory. Like there is a stack which stores the references, and there is a heap which
Yeah.
stores the actual object.
I
Right,
think the
right,
class
right.
You
won't
know
get
that
any
any
memory
class have any
in
member
Java.
functions that takes some place in the memory.
Yeah, that
You
member
know,
function
local
and that
variable
variables
takes
getting
the
some memory.
stack.
When they are getting memory is when the object is created, then
When the
only that
object is
that are getting
created,
memory.
yes.
Okay. But the class won't getting any memory. Only that methods
With
and variables are getting memory.
and with the help of only
You
member
can
function.
directly say that the, I don't know, but I still I remember
Yeah,
that
okay.
I listen from my teacher.
Okay,
Until
Naren.
and unless object is not
If you can
created,
search
I
in
don't
Google,
think so class
you will
gets
also
any.
get this only. Okay.
Naren, when we create object, then only memory get allocated.
Yeah, that's I know, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I want to say that you cannot directly say that the class does not occupy any memory. It may or may not be because class have some functions. It's like member functions
Member
that takes
function,
some
yes.
memory, ma'am. Yeah. So you cannot say directly that class does not occupy memory. That's totally wrong, ma'am.
See, why I am telling this? Because we know that class, like animal, is just a category, okay? It is just a category. Animal is just a category. We cannot see that, okay? So that's why I'm telling that class doesn't occupy memory.
Yes.
In the class
If the
we
animal
have,
class has
in
yes,
the
ma'am.
yes, in the class we have, I mean fields. We have variables. They are occupy memory, but class,
Yes.
which is a category that doesn't occupy memory. But if
See,
the
see,
class,
if the animal class has some methods like eat and sleep, okay, the methods eat and sleep will get some memory, but the class animal will not get any memory. Only the methods and variables can get the memory. Hello,
Naren,
Yes.
do you understand? If you search on Google also, it will shows the class does not get any memory in Java.
Yes.
That's now why it's accurate.
in the class we have methods, constructor, fields, blocks, nested class. They are occupying memory. But class is a category, just a category. We cannot see it, we cannot feel it. Okay, that's why I'm telling that it is not. We can class doesn't occupy memory.
Yes, ma'am.
can say that class member will occupy some space, but class
That is for
does not.
C++. That is for C++, not for Java. C++, there is a member function. It stores some memory. There is some code like the library function, like that. The member function are
Yes,
there in
yes,
the
yes.
C++. That makes some code in the memory. That's why he thought that the class have the memory or not. But for the Java, you just remember that it does not occupy memory because it don't have the physical existence and no real world entity. When the object is created, then there is a memory is there.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, Shoshoban, Karthik, Sangeeta, and Shofik.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
Deblina. Deblina,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, what is your query?
Ma'am, I said that can you please revise the constructor overloading part? Actually, I'm having some doubt. That's why, as we are doing a revision session today.
Okay, Karthik,
Yes, ma'am.
can you
Yeah,
explain
ma'am.
constructor
Yeah.
overloading?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah,
I'll share my screen,
so,
ma'am.
yeah, you have to create, okay, so that she
Yeah,
can
yeah, ma'am.
understand. Yeah.
Hello, Deblina.
Yes,
Deblina,
carry
yeah.
on.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. First, constructor overloading is we can use the so many constructor, okay, with the different with the different parameters, different number of parameters, and with the different types of parameters. It is called the constructor overloading. We can access the different constructor by using the corresponding, giving the corresponding parameters. Okay, right. I just create a class constructor overloading. Okay. See, in that class, I have just created one constructor, which is same name, which is same name as the class name. Just I copy. See, this is the default constructor because I did not pass any arguments. Okay. And this is I printed. This is default constructor. Okay. And I just create once again the constructor. Okay. See, if I did not give, yeah, if I did not pass any arguments, it shows some errors because see, it shows duplicate
Yeah.
method, this type of occupied, yeah, because we cannot use the same two default constructor. Okay, so we
We
have to
cannot
give
use
any
default
parameters.
constructor twice, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to give just I give
We'll make it
one
parameterized.
simple, yeah, one simple parameter, and inside it I printed. Okay, and once again I create that constructor. See, it again shows error because here also I give only one integer type of parameter, and here also I'm trying to give only one integer type of parameter, so it won't be accepted. Okay, so I give another one. Yeah, now it's okay. Okay. Like that, I can create the many more. Okay, I can create the number of constructors with the different parameter return type and with the different number of parameter also. Okay.
Okay.
We can create the another one also. Okay. Here I'm giving just string type. Huh? See, no error. Okay. Then how do we call that particular constructor? The question arises. We have to initialize the object. If we initialize the object, like what is the class name construct? If C is the object, if I just giving like this,
Also.
yeah, it will call which constructor?
Default
Default
constructor.
constructor, because I did not give any parameters while creating the object, so
Yes,
it will simply call the default constructor.
Default constructor.
Let me show the output. See, it shows default constructor. Okay. If you want to access that the second constructor, which have the only one integer type of parameter, you have to give the we will get a new. See, I named this
You
object
have
as
to
C1.
pass the
Okay.
value.
Yeah, we have to pass the value to identify the which constructor to be called. According to that constructor, you give the corresponding parameters. Okay. Here I just giving the one number. One number means one integer. I give the one integer as a
Yeah.
parameter. So it will defaultly called the this constructor. Okay. See, one parameter is coming. Like that, we can use the many number of constructor by using the different parameters. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
This
Thank you,
concept is called
Karthik.
a constructor overloading. Overloading
Thank
means the same name and the different number of parameters
different.
and different
Yeah.
different type of parameters.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you
Now you
so
understand?
much. Yes, I
Yeah. Yeah.
understood.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Deblina. Okay. Everybody understand? If you get out, just ask me. Hello, ma'am.
No, Karthik, everything is okay.
Yeah, ma'am. Is this okay, ma'am? Shall I
Yeah,
stop?
yeah. Thank you so much, Karthik.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, all of you please wait for 2 minutes. Okay? Ankur, Ankur, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Okay, share your screen and show your homework. Last day Madhumana give some homework.
Okay, ma'am. Wait, ma'am. Wait. Hello. Hello. Is it visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Ankur,
Here's the
maximize your
homework.
screen.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Here's the homework. That is constructor overloading and chain constructor. I have done it in once program. Okay, ma'am. Yeah. Here is the class in line number 3rd. Overloading chain constructor, in which I have given int1, integer I, string name, and float marks. Here I am taking the default constructor, that is over LDG chain constructor, in which system out.println, it is a default constructor. Okay. In the line number 10, I have given the parameterized constructor, in which int in string name is given to it. And here I am taking the this keyword in line number 11, which will call the line number 7 default constructor. Okay. In line number 14, I have given the 3 parameter in the constructor, overloading chain constructor, I, string name, and float marks. Here also I am called the constructor, that is parameterized constructor, in line number 10, that is this I comma name, and this dot marks is taken, that takes the value of marks. In line number 17, output is taken in line number 70, that is I name and marks. In line number 18, I have taken just at a demo, that is void display, that is I name and marks. That is the final in void main. I have created a object obj1 and give it value 2 Ankur and 99. That shows the output here. It is a default constructor and given role is 2 and my name. Here's the output 0, null, and 99.0 is from the line number 19, that is void display system out.println I name and marks. This is because in line number 4 I have given int I string name, that is it take its default value, that is 0, null, but doesn't takes the marks. Okay. Is it clear, ma'am? Hello.
Yes, it is right.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay,
I have a
Ankur.
question, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, why in float, that is in the output is 0, null, and why it is not come in float part, that is 0?
What question? Which question?
Ma'am, in line number 19, hello, in line number
Line number
19, that
19,
is
yes.
void display, that is system out.println I, that got the output 0. name that's got the output null, but marks that got the output that I given the value 99. Why?
You have to give float input as dot f, like any number dot f. No, not dot f, only f. Then I think it will display.
Okay.
Try to give now.
Where it is in line number 20.
No, he is asking about the output, the last output. Why it is showing only the marks number 99?
Yeah.
See, the type, I think you have given the marks as float, but it is showing only 99.
99.2.
It is showing in a float.
Yeah, actually,
Why the last line should be like this, 0 null 0 should be 0.0. Why it is only showing the marks, not the integer and string value?
Maybe it
Wait,
capture some previous also. Because you have given the 99 previously, so maybe.
See, I think 99 is the integer type. Okay, though you are you are declaring the data type of float. So I think you have to give a 99f or 99.0f or something else.
Okay.
Keep your f and run.
No, it's showing error, Ankur. It's showing error.
Yeah.
What is the question, Ankur? Please repeat.
Why? Please repeat.
Okay. Wait, ma'am. Wait. Ma'am, I have the question is that is in line number 19. I have given the void displayed system of println I name. It shows the output 0 and null. But marks does not shows 0 or null. It shows that I given the value 99.
Run the program. So it can
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
0, null, and 99.
Okay, Ankur, just write that 99f and again try to run. Let me see what is the output.
Again, same.
No change.
Hello, Ankur. Hello.
Yeah.
See, in line number 16, you
Yeah,
are
hello.
in line number 16, you are given that this dot marks equal to marks.
Yeah.
Only you are given for marks. Try to give for both I and name. Then it will work. Give for name also.
No, but I have Yeah, but I have a question is that why it is not showing null?
Because you are not passed any parameter. You are given for this only for marks.
If you remove marks from marks, it will also show null.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you all.
Okay, thanks. Understand?
Yeah, understood.
Okay, okay.
Yes, yes, understood.
Hello, ma'am. Hello. Hello.
Ankur,
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
yeah, understood na that thing.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sangeeta,
Yes, ma'am.
Sangeeta, done the homework?
Ma'am, yes, I have done the homework. I'm just connecting my internet to the laptop. I'll just show you in a bit.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Ma'am, can I show my output?
Naren,
Yes, ma'am. I am Narayan, ma'am.
Naren, share your screen.
Hello, ma'am. Yeah. This is. Hello, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. I am. This is for constructor chaining. So at first, I build up a class name employee.java, and after that, I create a class employee, and I give the public string emp name and public integer emp salary and public string address. That is the part of the variable instance variable, and after that I create a default constructor of the class. So this is the default constructor of employee class, and after that I using this for call the default constructor, that is the basically reference to that object. So after that I using public employee string name, that is the another I changing the parameter basically string name, and I call that constructor string, that is basically name, and integer that value is 8000. After that I create another constructor and public employee, that's here I am using string name and integer is salary. So for the calling the constructor with string, I using this for name, salary and Kolkata. After that, for getting that object, I create another constructor, string name, integer salary and string address. So for that, I using this to get the reference of that object. So I use this dot emp name equal to name, and this dot emp salary equal to salary, and this dot address to get the address. So after that, for getting output in the display, I using void display as a method, and I want to print out that message. So I using system.out.println using employee name plus MP name, and after that I want to know the employee salary. That's why I am using system.out.println employee salary plus MP salary, and after that I want to the employee address. This is the basically printed method of address, and after that this is the my main method. Here I am calling the default constructor employee object equal to new employee object. Here it can be here this is the basically object that I am want to calling. So after that when I am running that program, this will show that employee name Narayan, employee salary is 8,000 and employee address is Kolkata. This is the basically for constructor chaining. Constructor chaining means it's called a constructor call one by one. Okay, this is the constructor chaining. And ma'am, can I show the constructor overloading code, ma'am? Yes, this is my simple constructor overloading code. Here I am using I am create the file as a name of Narayan solution. Okay, so I am using class Narayan solution, and after that I am using a class simple class student class, and I am using the access specifier, which is basically can be used outside the method. So I am using private string name that should be private. The name should be private, and I am creating a constructor, basically default constructor, a constructor public student string in, and I am give the value name equals to n. This is the basically parameterized constructor. Okay, and here I am create a default constructor public student, and here I am declaring name equal to don't know. Okay, for printing purpose. So I am using method like name print. Basically this is the method which I want to pass. So I simple print system.out.println name. I want to print the name. Okay, so this is the main method public static void main string args. Here I am want to pass that object. So I am creating student A equal to new student. So basically here I am giving the value for Narayan. This is the for calling parameterized constructor, and student B equal to new student for the default constructor. So after that A dot print name, this is the basically method print name. This is the method you can see, and I for calling that object I am using A dot print name, and for the student B for getting the calling the B object, so I am using B dot print name that method. After that, when I want to run, so running that program, that you can see that the output is XYZ, and don't know actually don't save program. Yes, you can see that that is my output Narayan, and don't know Narayan is for the parameterized constructor, and this you don't know for the default constructor. That is the basically simple concept of overloading. Did right, ma'am?
Narayan.
If anyone need doubt, can ask me anything.
Okay, Narayan, stop share. Thank you, Narayan.
Okay, ma'am.
Sangeeta?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready. So, ma'am, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is a chain constructor class. So yeah, see this.
I have created an object of the chain constructor class, and I have passed an string parameter works as trainee Java developer in PCS Global. So according to this parameter, it calls this constructor here, this constructor, because it's a single string parameter. So it identifies that it belongs to this constructor. So now after entering this constructor, this 547 is called. It means it is calling to a constructor whose parameter is an integer. So from here the control goes to this constructor, and again in this constructor it is calling a constructor who doesn't have any parameter. So from here the control goes to this constructor. So the myself Sangeeta Sharma will be printed first, then the control goes back here with ID 547 will be printed, and then the control again comes here and the title will be printed, which is coming from here. So if I run this program, so yes, you can see myself Sangeeta Sharma comes from this constructor, with ID 547 comes from this constructor, and works as trainee Java developer in PCS Global comes from this constructor. So this is a chain constructor. Ma'am, is it okay? Hello, ma'am.
Sangeeta.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. And explain the constructor overloading.
Yes. So as we know that in constructor overloading, every constructor finds its corresponding function through its arguments. So I have created a constructor overloading class in which I have I have used three constructor with different parameters. From in first constructor I have used only string name, only one parameter. In second constructor I have used two parameters of integer type, and in third constructor I have used float parameters, parameters of float type. So yeah, I have created an object, and now I have passed here Sangeeta, which is a string data type. So it will go to here. Whenever this object one is created, this constructor will get called. So it will print, hi, I am Sangeeta. And in whenever the second object is created, this constructor will get called, and it will go here because this is two integer type data. So it will go here and it will print x plus y, 5 plus 7. And whenever the third object is created, as it is a float data type, it identifies that it is this constructor. This constructor will get called, and this will print the output. This will print its output. So if I run it, see, you can see, hi, I am Sangeeta from the first constructor, and the 5 plus 7 is 12, and this float data which is printed here. Yes, so this is my example of constructor overloading. Yes.
Okay, Sangeeta, good.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Stop share. Shushabon. Shushabon,
Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
share your screen.
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute. I'm connecting my desktop. Okay, ma'am. So this is my constructor overloading page. Here I just create a is a private name and there is a string n and give the name as a n value. So then I create the same name as the constructor. Again I create another public class, that is a student, and give the name as an empty. Now just print for system.out.println. Now in the constructor overload method, I just create the student A equal to new student and give the parameter like the Sushobhan Sen, give the value, and for the student B, new student, I don't give any value. So now I'm just going to run it. Now it came is a Sushobhan Sen for the constructor of default and give the parameterized constructor, and the default value is came as an empty. Now I'm going for the chain constructor. In the chain constructor, I create the default constructor as this and give the value of 2 and the output as a print as my name. And again, I give the same name. The chain constructor give the integer is a b. Now in this, I give the two integer like the two numbers, the 4 and 3. So the print is going with the println b because I'm going to just addition the 4 and 3. Now in the third part, chain constructor, I create the two integer part is the integer b, integer c. Now the system print noun going to b minus c. So the b minus c is count. Now I just call the value. Chain constructor means I just same name as a constructor we can use different way. So if I run this, I get all the three output. Now it's come is the first came. This constructor is a 4 minus 3 come 1. Then come the default constructor, this 2, and then come this is the Sushobhan Sen. Okay, ma'am.
Kunal?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Visible, ma'am? Okay. Since I haven't shown my inheritance program, let's take a quick recap. This is my main class vehicle. This is the parent class. This is the child class. Here I'm calling. I'm driving a vehicle. I'm calling here drive B and drive A from child class. So it will call parent classes method and child classes method. Let's go to the yeah, multi-level inheritance. This is the parent class. This is the child class, and I have called it blind child class since it is the child class of the child class. So science, chemistry comes under science, and organic comes under chemistry. So I have done the inheritance here. So I'm calling the subject is science. Again, calling the subject is science from chemistry. Yeah, is here chemistry is a one second. Chemistry is a branch of science. Now from the grandchild class, I'm calling all three: science, chemistry, and organic. Then again here geography. Here I have created the parent class social science and then created another class history and then economics and geography. All history, economics, and geography are the child class of the parent class social science. So I'm calling all these to the parent child classes. Okay, now chaining, sorry, overloading. I have declared these variables here: integer id, string name, integer age. Now I have created a parameterized constructor. I'm passing integer value and string value in here. Then again, I'm creating a parameterized constructor with the same name, but I'm passing integer, string, and another integer in here. So and then I'm calling this constructor with object 1. So since I haven't added these another integer, the third integer here, it's gonna show this this constructor's method, and after this one I've called object 2, it's gonna show the method of this second constructor. See, since I haven't mentioned any value here, it's gonna show 0. This is the value of first constructor, this is the value of second constructor. Now chaining. Again, I have declared 3 variables here. One is string, integer, and another string. In the first constructor, I'm sorry, first class, I'm showing here the string. Then again, I'm passing another string, and sorry, in this one will call for the string. This one will call for the string and the name, the salary, and this one calls for the string, salary, and address. So once I call here employee name, it will call for this one. Once I call for employee salary, it will call for the second one, and once I call for the address, it will call for the third one. Here, employee name is Kunal, employee salary is 35,086, employee address is California.
Okay. Well, very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Khushbu? Khushbu? Yeah, share your screen.
Is it visible?
Yes.
পূজা
বল বল
বলছি আমাকে 2 মিনিট দিস। আঙ্কুরের প্রবলেমটা কোথায় আমি বুঝে গেছি অ্যাকচুয়ালি। ও একটা জিনিস ভুল করেছে, তো আমাকে জাস্ট 2 মিনিট দিস, এরপর আমি এক্সপ্লেন করে দেবো।
ঠিক আছে খুশবু। আচ্ছা খুশবু, হ্যালো খুশবু।
Yes, ma'am.
Explain.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, here first I will explain the constructor overloading. Here constructor overloading means you have multiple constructor with the same name with a different parameter. It is called that constructor overloading. So here I will first take the instance variable, then I will create the one constructor and pass the parameter int 1. After that I will take another constructor and pass the parameter. So here the main method, in that method I will create an object and call that 7, which is go to the parameter which have one value, that int n1. So it will print first that n1 and n2. After that I will call that 7 and 8 that has 2 parameters. Then it will call the in print n1 and n2, and sorry, after it will 3 parameters. So it will call the print that add is equal to n1 plus n2, and then after that I will take a 4 parameter. Then it will print add is equals to n1 plus n2, that is 15. I will run my program. So here n1 and n2, 7, 8, add is equal to n1 plus n2 and 15. So after that, constructor chaining. So constructor chaining is a series of invocation of constructor. So here I will, so in the main method, first I will call the default constructor. So it will go to the line number 19 and print detail. After that, here it will, I have passed 4 parameter, then it will, 3 parameter, then it will go here, this and print 07. So here I will pass 2 parameter, then it will go to here and print 07 Khushbu, and after that I have passed 1 parameter, that int id. It will go to the this line number 4 and print 07 Khushbu here. So here I will my program. Now it will print detail 07 Khushbu and 07 Khushbu here. Complete, ma'am. Is it okay?
Yeah, okay, good.
Huh? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Khushbu.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop share, okay?
Oh, yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Purna. Purna.
Yes, Ankur, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Your screen, please, previous code. Share the previous code.
Okay, ma'am. Wait a minute. Yeah, ma'am. Is it visible?
Yes. See, Ankur, in line number 15, am I audible to all of
Yes,
you?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. In line number 15, you have written this comma name, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So in line number 11, in line number 11 to 13, you have never described about this dot I equal to I. I mean, you did not pass the value to the instance variable, right? That's why it is not taking any value. That's why it is printing 0 and null. But in line number 16, you have written these dot marks equal to marks, right? So
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
passing values to the marks, to the instance variable. So in line number, after line number 11, or you can write these in line number 15, these 5 comma Ankur. Then the value will pass, because you never pass any value and you are taking the value from the previous constructor, right? So it is the problem, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe see, in after the line number 11, please write this dot I equals to I. After line number 11, yes, this I equals to I. See, now you are giving the value, and in line number 16, you are using that value, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then line number also, this dot name equals to name.
Yeah.
After that after the line number 12, this dot name equals to name. Now you are passing some value, and in line
Yes,
number 7, you are accessing this value. Now run the program. Also, line number 18. In line number 18, please comment out. Line
Yes,
number
ma'am.
18.
Commented.
Yes. No commented. Please withdraw the comment.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay, save it.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if you don't want to use the line number 12 and line number 13, then please comment out the line number 12 and line number 13. Line number 13. Then line number 17, you pass the value, okay? Line number 7.
Yes.
2 comma ankur or 5 comma ankur.
Yes,
where you write I name, please give it to the value, okay? That is these 2 comma ankur or 5 comma ankur, whatever you want. Please give the value. Line number 70. Please, if you do not understand, please give me the control, okay?
Where is the control, ma'am? Wait.
View
Yes.
option.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I
The
got
second
it.
option, please write my name. Give me the control, okay?
Wait, ma'am. Wait. Yeah, ma'am.
Mummy. Mummy.
Yeah, ma'am.
It is coming 2 comma ankur.
Yes, ma'am.
No, sorry, 2 comma ankur.
Just comment.
You have some problem in your others program.
Yes, ma'am. Is in multiple class because I have tried multiple class.
अभी तो नहीं होगा
Everyone, if you want to access this variable, right? So you have to pass some value, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, yes, because you are passing some value, and then in line number 17 you are accessing this value, right? So you have to first pass some value and then access it, okay? Then you can get the previous value, okay?
Yes.
Everyone understand this?
Ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Reusing the value.
Yes, because it was not written these dot I transfer, okay? And in this line 17 number line, he is asking for to use the value, okay? That's why
Yes, yes.
he is null, okay?
Yes. Yesterday, yesterday session we are done. I think.
Yes.
That using the value.
Yes. If you want to use the value plus some value, right? You have to give some value, then you have to access the value, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's okay, Pooja.
Yes, yes.
Pooja.
Yes. Yes,
Can stop share.
Can I share? Anisha, actually, in 2:30, sir told that we have to stop the session. Okay. So next day, okay. Anisha,
Yes, yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
and for next day, we will check. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, all of you, please do read. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Ma'am, is there any homework today, ma'am?
You can practice whatever
Yeah,
we
okay,
learn.
okay, ma'am.
Okay. For today,
Ma'am.
up to this. Okay. Bye,
Okay,
everyone.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am.
Bye,
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 ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye, bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.